I have stood with Labour on their demand for a 30,000 naira minimum wage. I believe it is doable, and I believe it's not excessive. I think it is a good step forward that the government is moving along now with Labour on this figure. I know that some governors are not happy with it, but I think that what is making it difficult, or look like it's difficult, for states or any government in Nigeria to pay a 30,000 minimum wage is corruption and waste that we have in the government of Nigeria today. 30,000 naira minimum wage is doable. What does a government exist for if people who work for the public sector cannot earn a living wage? What else should be your priority? So I support Labour in this matter. And I hope that, the National Assembly will pass an act establishing the minimum wage at 30,000 naira. I have always said that the minimum wage should not be 18,000. It should not be more than 40,000 naira, because anything more than that becomes the question of ability to pay comes in, and the question of inflationary threats will come in. So I'm happy that things seem to be moving in, I would say, a more positive direction. It's not just you give people a wage increase and you go to sleep. This is the problem with economic management in this country. We don't understand the interconnectedness of things. Do you see what I'm saying? So you create a basic and good and decent minimum wage, but you address other aspects of the economy that affect the quality of workers, like healthcare, like education. If you provide free education at primary and secondary schools, it takes a lot of pressure off, and you make the quality of government schools very high. Then, that's what people spend money on. If we deal with social housing, which was what we were discussing here, we discussed the housing sector all through this evening. If the government can more ambitiously and effectively provide social housing, then you'll find that 30 to 40,000 naira minimum wage is very well manageable. Yes, my party, my presidency, the Kingsley Moghalu presidency, as from May 2019, will first of all attack corruption at its roots, and that is by addressing the value system issue. We will introduce the teaching of ethics as a compulsory subject in schools, both at primary level and at secondary level, so that young people begin to grow up with a sense of right and wrong. That's number one. Number two, we will pursue the fight against corruption in a proactive manner by preventing corruption with transparency. I have said it, that every federal budget of my government will be subjected to a forensic audit before it is submitted to the National Assembly. That way you eliminate budget padding. I have said it, that contracts will not be inflated in my government, because we will have a data bank of the cost of everything, and it will be monitored per day, per day, per day. When you submit a bid for a contract and it goes beyond 30% markup, something, you hear the smell. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not an NGO, you will make a profit, but it will keep that profit at a certain level. These are, very, and then we will be impartial in ensuring accountability for corruption.